Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. one thing I wanted to say. Regular, whatever it is.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
My favorite recipe. Garam pani. I need the recipe. So go to the base and go to Srimad Bhagavatam. And we're looking for the preface. See if you can find the preface. These guys are some great, I'm sure they can. But something I read just recently. Okay, everybody, if you don't hear anything else, I think you're gonna like this. Whoa, that got really loud. Something I read recently. Emotions are not just feelings; they are powerful forces which will shape your future. And this is something we believe so strongly in, that our emotions will shape our future, not just in this life, but future lives. Srimad Bhagavatam, we are trying to develop emotions, certain kinds of emotions. There are a lot of emotions. Some of them are really good, and some of them are unpleasant, but they're all emotions, and we can use them. Even the unpleasant ones, we can use them. What's an unpleasant emotion? Anybody? Anger, yeah. That's always the first one that comes up, yeah. Anger, yeah, Bhagavad Gita says, let's see. Yeah, 3 gates to hell, and anger is one of them. It's a doorway. So like, okay, I'm going to open this door and go into, and hell doesn't mean like it's a place. It's an immediate feeling. As soon as you're angry, for the moment you feel like justified, and you just go raging and you're out of control. But after, it rarely feels good. Usually you wish you had not fallen prey to that. And yet, anger can be good. We can learn to use it, we have it, we can recognize it. And if you are patient with it, something I've been telling some people, like Gandhi, was really angry. He doesn't look like an angry person, but he saw a lot of injustice, and that made him angry, and he decided to do something about it. He didn't just go yelling at people and throwing stuff around. Usually we get angry because we see injustice, somebody's not being treated properly. But you can use that anger for a slow, creative process. We can harness anger for a good cause. So again, I'll say it one more time. Emotions are not just things, they're not just feelings. They are powerful forces which can shape our life. So things like anger, love, we can harness them, we can use them, they can help us. But if we let them use us, they can carry us away, and we won't go to a very good destination. What are the other 2 gateways to hell mentioned? And do we have any Bhagavad Gita Pandits here? Kama, Krodha, and Lobha. All right. What's your name? Krishna? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Wow. I needed that. Thank you. So what does that mean? Kama, Krodha, Lobha.
Krishna says in 16th chapter, Trividam Naratasnidam Dvaram Nashanam Kama, Krodha, Kada, Lobha, Tasmat, Etat Pariyamite.
Oh.
Yes.
Chapter 16 now. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking early on, chapter 3, but same thing, yeah. Same 3 things. So, go ahead. English.
Lust, anger, and greed are the 3 gateways to the hell. So one should refrain from these three emotions.
And in that chapter, he talks about how he gives a procedure how to do that, just by following Shastra, taking some direction. Every sane man should give up those three. All right, so I wanted to read this, and now that does everyone have it up on their screen? This is just amazing how Prabhupada said, there's problems in the world, and here's the solution. Let's see, should we let everybody read? Yeah, let's try. Whoever I point to, you read 2 sentences. Go ahead. Go ahead. Really loud.
We must know the present need of human society. And what does that mean?
Go ahead.
Human society is no longer bounded by geographical limits to particular countries or communities. Human society is broader than in the Middle Ages, and the world's tendency is toward one state or one human society.
And you ready?
The ideas of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, are based more or less on the oneness of the entire human society, nay of the entire energy of living beings. The need is felt by great thinkers to make this a successful ideology.
Really loud.
Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need in human society. It begins, therefore, with an aphorism of Vedanta philosophy, Janmade Asya Yataha, to establish the ideal of a common cause.
Okay, this first paragraph, there's so much in here. We must know the present need of human society. Human society is not like in the Middle Ages. We are in touch with people all over the world. He wrote this in the early 60s, and even more so today. We're really super connected. And he says, there is a tendency, this is really loud. It's a little bit too loud. Turn it down. Oh, all right. Does it need to be that loud? Okay, I just don't want to cause hearing loss. So he wrote this in the 60s, and even now now it's even more so. The ideals of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. Human society is broader than in the Middle Ages. The world tendency is toward one state or one human society. Here's someone, there was the rise of nationalism in the 30s and the 40s, which caused World War II. Prabhupada, he was born in 1896. He saw World War I, World War II, division of Pakistan and India. He saw dead bodies piled up on the street, his neighbors, just Muslims, Hindus, just because of this crazy idea that we're all different. We're all one human nation. We're all one family. Why can't we work together? What's the problem? Why do they cause all of this division? So he says the ideals of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, are based more or less on the oneness of the entire human society. So we're all we're all the same. We're all people. We all want the same stuff. We can work together. And then he goes on, nay, of the entire energy of living beings. So all living things, not just humans, but animals, plants, we're all living things. So he's getting into this idea, we're all Brahman, we're all spirit. And then he clarifies it. The need is felt by great thinkers to make this a successful ideology. So he's appealing to intelligent people. Come on, we've been through enough. Let's settle this up. Let's find a successful ideology where we can work together without having to go to war. It's crazy. Why do we keep going to war? I mean, this is like what monkeys do, and like we're supposed to be intelligent. Monkeys, yeah, they just fight with each other over territories, and they do get into some big battles, and like there's enough to go around. We can figure out other ways to do this besides blowing each other up. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need in human society. It begins, therefore, with an aphorism of Vedanta philosophy. Janmadyasya yata to establish the ideal of a common cause. So this is really interesting. He's leaning toward, like, we're all one spirit, all living things. And then just in case you're thinking, we're all one, we're all God, he quotes Janmadyasya Yata, which is a reference to we all come from the same source, from Bhagavan, and this is the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Does anybody know, how many people know the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know Nadia Bihari knows it. Who does? Yeah, where is she? Oh, okay. Shall we recite it? Well, let's do it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Yatonvayad Itaratascha Bhigyaswarat Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muyanti Yat Suryaho Tejo Varim Ridam Yata Vinamaya Yatra Trisargam Risha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So I learned that when I was 20 years old. Who here is 20 years old? Aiden? He's close to it. He's 21, right? Okay. So I learned it when I was his age. How old are you now? 18. Okay. I didn't learn anything yet when I was your age. So that starts with Janmadyasya Yata. And let's see. I'll go through one more paragraph. I know how long should I go for?
As long as you want.
No, you got to.
As long as
I'm going to go for, I can go for 2 or 3 hours, yeah. But
she said okay.
okay, look at the second paragraph. So we made it through the first paragraph. He's saying, he's presented the problem. And he's given the idealism, or what did he say? Yeah, but he used the word ideology. We want to make this, great thinkers see the need to make this a successful ideology, that we all work together. We're all one nation, we're all one family. And then he says, Bhagavatam gives a solution. Now he's going to go on, human society at the present moment is not in the darkness of oblivion. It has made rapid progress in the fields of material comforts, education, and economic development throughout the entire world. But there is a pinprick somewhere in the social body at large, and therefore there are large-scale quarrels even over less important issues. Okay, pinprick. Like I said, he saw World War I, II, division, Pakistan, India, dead bodies piled on the street. And he says, it's a pinprick. This is called an understatement. Have you ever heard that term before? Understatement? You know what that means, okay. It's making an understatement. There's a pinprick in the social body at large. And therefore there are large-scale quarrels, even over less important issues. There is need of a clue as to how humanity can become one in peace, friendship, and prosperity with a common cause. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need, for it is a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society. Okay, so when Prabhupada wrote this, he himself was living in dire poverty. He was struggling. His clothes had holes in them. He was just getting scraps of paper to write on. For a long time, he didn't even have a typewriter. But somebody just put the idea in his head, you're writing all of these magazines, maybe you should write a book. And he said, that's a good idea. I know what I'll do. I'll write the entire Srimad Bhagavatam in 60 volumes, even though he had no money, no supporters. But he just said, it needs to be done. And nobody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. And so he's writing, and his writing, he's not holding back at all. He's speaking to world leaders through these books. He's not holding anything back. He's not thinking, I'm just some poor guy. He's feeling like Krishna wants this to be said. I'm going to say it. Nobody else is speaking out. So he's talking about a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society, and he's thinking, my books are going to do it. I mean, what other Bhagavatam is he talking about? Nobody's writing a Bhagavatam in English. Well, Gita Press put one out, but he's focusing on taking it to the West. Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, continuing on. Srimad Bhagavatam should be introduced also in the schools and colleges, for it is recommended by the great student devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, in order to change the demonic face of society. And then he quotes from the 7th canto, Kaumara Aksharet Pragya Dharman Bhagavatan Iha Durlabham Manusham Janma Tadapya Dhruvam Artadam. He doesn't give a translation to that, but he just goes on saying, and this is a really powerful sentence here. I've read this to a lot of people in a lot of different places in society that don't know anything about this, and they say, I like that. So here we go. Disparity in human society is due to lack of principles in a godless civilization. So what does disparity mean? Who's got a difference? Disparity? Okay. Let somebody look it up. Let's see. Inequality? Ends of the spectrum, disparity, okay. Somebody want to look it up? Every time I look it up, I learn something new.
A difference in level or treatment, especially one that is seen as unfair.
Unfair, okay. Yeah, I just saw the phrase recently, draconian inequities. So disparity in human society is due to lack of principles in a godless civilization. Lack of principles. So the leaders, first of all, should have principles. And he's against the idea of a godless civilization. As we see in the next couple of sentences, there is God, or the Almighty One, from whom everything emanates, by whom everything is maintained, and in whom everything is merged to rest. Material science has tried to find the ultimate source of creation very insufficiently, but it is a fact that there is one ultimate source of everything that be. This ultimate source is explained rationally and authoritatively in the beautiful Bhagavatam, or Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental science, not only for knowing the ultimate source of everything, but also for knowing our relation with Him and our duty toward perfection in the human society on the basis of this perfect knowledge. It is powerful reading matter in the Sanskrit language, and it is now rendered into English elaborately, so that simply by a careful reading one will know God perfectly well, so much so that the reader will be sufficiently educated to defend himself from the onslaught of atheists. This is really fun. Onslaught of atheists. That would be a fun name for a band or something. What do you think? Okay. You'll be sufficiently educated to defend yourself from the onslaught of atheists. Over and above this, the reader will be able to convert others to accepting God as a concrete principle. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the definition of the ultimate source. It is a bona fide commentary on the Vedanta Sutra by the same author, Srila Vyasadeva, and gradually it develops into 9 cantos up to the highest state of God realization. The only qualification one needs to study this great book of transcendental knowledge is to proceed step by step, cautiously, and not jump forward haphazardly as with an ordinary book. It should be gone through chapter by chapter, one after another. The reading matter is so arranged with the original Sanskrit text, its English transliteration, synonyms, translation, and purports, so that one is sure to become a God-realized soul at the end of finishing the first 9 cantos. Okay, how's that? Everybody doing all right? Let's break this up. Everybody read one sentence at a time. Let's just go around. Would you like to read? One sentence.
The 10th canto is distinct from the first 9 cantos because it deals directly with the transcendental activities of the personality of the Godhead.
Go ahead. Who's ready?
One will be unable to capture the effects of the 10th canto without going through the first 9 cantos.
The book is complete in 12 cantos, each independent, but it is good for all to read them in small installments, one after another.
I must admit my expertise in presenting Srimad Bhagavatam, but still I am hopeful of its good reception by the thinkers and the leaders of society on the strength of the following statements of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Tadvag visarga janata goviplavo Smin prati shlokam abhadavatyapi Namanyanantasya yashon kitani yach Trinvanti gayanti grinanti sadava. Who wants to read that translation?
On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of your name, fame, form, and pastimes of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a transcendental creation meant for bringing about a revolution in the impious life of a misdirected civilization.
Such transcendental literature, even though regularly composed, is heard, sung, and accepted by the purified men who are thoroughly honest.
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Ki Jai. He went to so much trouble to put this book together. It was not easy at all. He was struggling and writing it. He would go to the printer, and just, a couple people helped him out a little bit here and there. I'm going to be going to Delhi next February, and he stayed at this little neighborhood in Chipawara. I'm going to go and they've made that into a temple now. Well, it always was a temple. It started late 1800s. But this man, Krishna Charan, is that right? Krishna Charan? Krishna Charan Pandit or Krishna? Okay. Somehow he met Prabhupada, or Prabhupada knew his father, and so he stayed there, and his son helped Prabhupada, and his son is still living there. I want to meet him because his son spent time getting things for Prabhupada. And this was like some of the only help he got, staying at this place. Krishna Pandit was doing little things for him. His son was running little errands. But most of it was all on Prabhupada, writing late into the night. He didn't sleep much. Then he went to the printer, oh boy, and then getting the money to print that. He was getting donations here and there. He needed the money to make a down payment to the printer. And boy, the big adventure was somebody told him, Hanuman Prasad Padar in Gorakhpur, he's interested in what you're doing. He might give you a donation. And Prabhupada, in his accounts, he had just barely enough money to take the train to Gorakhpur. He didn't know how he was going to get back. But he took the gamble. He said, all right, I'll just go there and see what happens. And Hanuman Prasad Padar says, this looks really good. I'll give you 4,000 rupees to help you get started. And so that was the big boost. And then the printer that he wanted it in 12-point type, the printer only did 10 point, so he had to go to another printer, and so he had to do a lot more hands-on work there. When they would print, they would make a few proofs, send it to him. He would look at it, edit, make the corrections, send it back. They would print it again. He'd correct it. He had to do that like 3 times. And still, it's not perfect. As he says here, that I admit my frailties in presenting Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he quotes that verse. Namanyanantasya yashon kitanyat trinvanti gayanti grananti sadhava. That there'll be some inconsistencies. It won't be perfect. It's in a language foreign to my own. Finally, that was good. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, he's still writing the rest of the book. And finally, they get the whole thing together. Then the people are sitting there, folding it up, sewing it together, putting the book cover on, and then he had his book. And he went around personally to universities all over India to try to get people to buy them. And at the same time, he's working on the second volume. So he ends up printing 3 volumes. Whew. And each step of the way, it was really hard. If we're going to go till midnight, we'll look at text 4 of the Bhagavatam. That's where he brings out, he says, great souls are always thinking of the welfare of others. That's where the Bhagavatam begins. The sages at Naimisharanya are sitting out there. They're ready to do this 1,000-year yajna because they understand Kali Yuga is coming. So Prabhupada writes, they are interested in helping others. And he says the only way to help others is, the only way to water a tree is to put water on the root, not on the branches or the leaves. And he said, so great thinkers, they want to connect people back to God. And he said even branches that are disconnected from the tree, they want to put them back on the tree. People who have disconnected themselves from God and they're drying up and dying. I just did that with some trees at home. I grafted some branches from one tree onto another one. So we're going to see if it takes. It's the first time I ever tried that. But I was inspired from reading that purport. And he says they'll do this work at the risk of great personal inconvenience. And he faced nothing but personal inconvenience whole time in printing these books. And then the journey to America. All right, really, how much time? How much time should I go for, Pran Govind?
Go for it.
Huh?
It's all yours.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
He had a whole thing set up, but then
I packed my clothes and computer. I left it in the room in Alaska.
yeah, he's got to speak a little bit. Yeah, I'll try to go through it really quick. Somehow he got passage on the Jaladuta, and that was nothing but trouble. Getting all of the forms, permission to leave India, and then if you studied the notes that he took while on the ship, the first day he said, "This looks really good. The cabin is really comfortable." The ship left from the port in Calcutta. It went down the Ganga. And he said, I can't even tell if the ship is moving or not. It's such a smooth ride. He was thinking, at last, finally, he's not going through inconvenience. The next day, they're in the Bay of Bengal, just as a monsoon comes in. Heavy rains, high winds. He said, everywhere I look, and I'm in the middle of the ocean, everywhere I look for 40 miles is white water, and the ship is just tossing around like this little tiny thing in the middle of the ocean. And he gets horribly seasick, Have you ever been on a ship and gotten seasick? Okay, you haven't. Prabhupada hadn't either until then. He said, this is the first time in my life I've been out in the middle of the ocean in this kind of weather. And the seasick was really bad. And it's not like you can just say, I want to go home. You're on a ship, and it's a cargo ship. It's going all the way. And then finally, after a few days, they go to Colombo, Sri Lanka. And that's their first stop. Gets a little relief there. It's a big relief just to get out and walk around. And like, that was pretty bad. And we're going back on for more. He gets on. Then the next stop isn't very far. Cochin, they stop there. They pick up a few more things. And then they're going across the Arabian Sea. And that's where it gets really bad. And he says sometimes it's so bad. The rain's coming down so heavy and there's fog. They can't see anything. And he says we're just sitting in the middle of the ocean sounding the horn every once in a while so other ships won't run into us because nobody can see anything. What a lonely feeling. You're just out there and blowing your horn. Don't run into me. And it's pouring rain and you're seasick. And so he was just sitting there waiting. And then they move on. And then he gets hit with a heart attack. Just crippling. I mean, usually it kills people. But somehow he survives it, all by himself, in his room, still seasick, still rough seas. The next day he gets another heart attack, like 2 in a row. And then they go up to the Suez Canal, if you know your geography. And he tells the captain, just let me off in Cairo. I'm going home. I can't do this anymore. And Captain Pandya said, but you've come this far, and you have your mission. Why don't you just, when we get down, they get down in Port Said and walk around a little bit. He says, let's just see how you feel after you get down. So he gets down, they walk around Port Said, because he'd heard that the Atlantic Ocean is even worse. And then he just got back on the ship and didn't say anything more about it. And so the rest of his entries, I was able to eat a little bit today, so I feel a little better. So big, he couldn't even eat, like when you're that sick. And then finally, after all that he went through, you're pretty close to the mountains. If you ever go up hiking, sometimes you get a view and you see a mountain range and another one and another one and another one. Like if you've been up to Boone, you just see like a dozen mountain ranges. And that's like what Prabhupada's life was like, going over those mountain ranges. Like, oh man, none of them are easy. But if you've ever been to see the Himalayas, and have you ever, how many have been there to see the Himalayas? And you go and you look at it, and then the clouds move away, and like, whoa, there's a mountain where the sky's supposed to be. It's way up there. So when he arrived in America and he saw what America was like, that must have been like, I got to cross that. What am I going to do? So he felt completely helpless, like, there's no way I can do this. The only way I can do it is if you let me do it, if you do it through me. Because I don't have, how are these people ever going to listen to me? He was 69 years old, which doesn't seem very old right now to me, but when I was younger, it seemed really old. I'm 68 now, so I'm expecting something like that next year. Let's see what Krishna lines up for me. And I know the feeling. Being out distributing books, anyone that's ever done that, you know the helpless feeling. I remember very clearly showing a book to someone, and I thought, everything I'm saying just doesn't make any sense. I can see this person's not interested at all. And I thought, Krishna, if he takes this book, it's only because of you. Because I'm not doing anything right. And the guy ended up taking the book. And I thought, okay, that one's, Krishna did that one. And that's happened more than once. Anyone that's been out distributing books, you know what I'm talking about. And somebody else had said, until you go out with a handful of books and try to distribute Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, you have no idea what he felt like walking onto the Jaladuta. You get some idea just by stepping out of your comfort zone. All right, so we read the preface. Prabhupada wrote this early on in the 60s. He has this big vision for the whole world. As he says, I really love quoting him here, the second paragraph. It's a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society. And we've been reading these over and over again, and we keep finding interesting things of, let's see, what does it mean? A country that's not religious at all. What do you call that?
Atheist.
Atheist? No, there's another name. Secular. Secular, yeah. He said there's no question of a secular government, neither an ecclesiastical government. It was after a list of spiritual qualities that people are supposed to develop. And so he's giving some clues. This is how the government should be run. It's not ecclesiastical, which means any one particular religion. It's just really a big, broad statement, and he's stating everything so clearly. Okay, so Pran Govinda is supposed to be speaking. He just handed it over to me. And who wants to hear what Pran Govinda has to say? Haribol. All right, Hare Krishna, thank you, and really good to see everybody. And I'll say it the third time. Or did anyone catch it the first two times, what I said? About emotions? That shape your future, yeah. Emotions are not just feelings, they are powerful forces which will shape your future. So Prabhupada had this strong emotion of compassion, and it shaped his future, and look at that, it shaped all of us. That's why we're here. I mean, what would I have to do with you if nothing at all? I'd be out riding a surfboard in Hawaii or something. Yes.
Thank you so very much. I mean, so nice. Prabhupada presenting Bhagavatam, because recently we had the Bhadra Purnima and many devotees got Bhagavatam shift.
Yes.
And I haven't told you to speak on Bhagavatam.
Oh,
But this was so much the need of the hour.
wow. Who just bought a Bhagavatam set? How many? You bought one? And you bought one? You, okay. Do you know what? I'll help you get started with it, because I've walked a lot of people through the Srimad Bhagavatam over the last 20 years, including these people over here. Do you know these people? We used to meet on the phone twice a week to read Bhagavatam, and yeah, I would love to help you get started in it. And even kids, like we have a special way with the kids. We just talk, and we'll pick out a couple stories. But for the grown-ups, we get into the deeps. But how did you like that, Prabhupada's preface? Did you get anything from that? Be honest. Okay. What did you get anything you could remember and repeat? Emotions? Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. He talks about emotions in the third verse of the Bhagavatam, the 12 rasas. Okay, thank you. And so, yeah, if you want to connect me with them, we can have a Zoom call or something, and, yeah, help you get started. Thank you for buying.
Small note about Chitti Vada. Basically, as a small
Hmm.
like that. The same norms,
Okay.
the same table, the same trunk. So such a nostalgic feeling goes there.
Yeah. I want to see it. Now I want to meet that boy that he's like, must be about 80 years old now. And he was carrying things for Prabhupada. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Okay. Do you want to sit here?
That's okay. That's good. Just possibly 8:30. What time you go to sleep? When you go to sleep? 11.
Yeah.
And there's the microphone.
While they are
No, no need. Just
taking the mic, we want to thank very much Mitra Prabhu, who is a disciple of Divine Lady A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada,
Jai Haribol Mitra Prabhu ki Jai.
and wonderful Kirtaniya. Songs are old and gold. So we are very happy to welcome this Pran going Prabhuji, who has come
Hare
all the
Krishna.
way from bringing devotees from Alachua. So Prabhuji is in Alachua for so many, I think 2 decades now.
Something like that.
He has conducted various seminars and also various online classes and Sangha. Very happy to have you with us. Thank you so much, Sri Prabhupada. Let's welcome three hands, Hari Bol.
Haribol. I remember hearing this in the beginning. So before we begin, maybe we can offer our Mangalacharan for 1 minute. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Yenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadadisha Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhayeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in the beginning of this preface, Srila Prabhupada write, idealism or ideal of spiritual communism. I have a question to all of you. When I believe everything belongs to state and state will decide who gets how much, like social security system we have in America. at that level, what is our ism that we follow? Can you help me? Thank you. Give him applause. Very good. This is what communism is. When I read, because I come from a communist state, I grew up in Tripura, India, and it was. I know, but I grew up in Tripura. Tripura was under communist. So when Prabhupada writes, I look at from my angle. You follow? Let me ask one more question. If I believe everything in Charlotte belongs to everyone, so stealing from a shop is not a wrong. If there is a poor guy, don't have anything, I'll just steal from the shop and give it to him. What philosophy am I follower? No, this philosophy exists right now. It's always there. This philosophy, I'm not making it up. They exist. Huh? Hippie culture. This American hippie culture, a lot of hippie don't know, but they believe that everything belongs to everyone, so nobody should just hoard. You follow? So when Prabhupada writes spiritual communism, you have to understand from another angle. From my angle, I look at it. Maybe not most of you come from India, but not communism. I studied about it a little bit, Karl Marx and Lenin's life and their teaching. And it's beautiful. When you believe everything belongs to God, Krishna, and according to your needs, karma, activity, and your nature, things will be provided. What is that called? That is spiritual communism. You follow? When you look at Prabhupada's same writing, same sentence, from that angle, it makes sense. What I need, I'll get. What I don't need, I don't get. But everything owns by Krishna. You follow? And according to your need, supply will be there. This is what Vrindavan conception is. In Vrindavan, nobody is working hard for their anything individual. Everything for Krishna's, Nanda Maharaja's son. Even though Krishna is not claiming, but they voluntarily offer. So what is that they are offering voluntarily? Why? Because three things is predominated there. Affection, care, and protection. Krishna provides this. As a result, they reciprocate. This is what spiritual communism is. It's very little deep. Has everybody understood that? What material communism, the Russia or West Bengal and Tripura, Kerala also, I remember. So that fourth state, versus what is hippieism in America. It's the same concept, but ownership difference and division is difference. If you ask old hippie, there are a lot of old hippie join in ISKCON. You ask them, some of them knows the philosophy deeply. And that's what the philosophy is. That everything belongs to everyone. Nobody is the owner of everything. That's why they would just distribute amongst. They don't think it is wrong to steal from a shop to distribute somebody who needs it. Because that's their conception. It's not bad in a one sense, but in a wrong way it's placed. Because everything belongs to Krishna. So regarding Kartik Brata, this was the discussion supposed to be. What is the speciality? So my question is, we should always ask ourselves why we observe Kartik. Not how we observe, what we do, but why. That question should be thoroughly understood. If you look at, now I'm going to throw something. Where is that Prabhu, Shivananda Prabhu? Oh, he's behind. Can you read what Prabhupada says about here? Look at, during Prabhupada's time, they had a conversation how to observe this Urja. You know Urja, everybody knows what is Urja Prata? Water? Like the water? Okay, anybody else? Kartik Brata is also called Urja Brata. Why? Remember what I said. Always ask yourself why. Why this name is given. Urja means spiritual internal energy. Can you remember that? And then in spiritual world, everything is a person. Here you have oxygen, carbon dioxide. There is no person. But in spiritual world, even air is a person. Everything is a person. Table is a person. Conscious being. Are we consciousness or conscious being? Conscious. That's not a good answer. My question is, are you a conscious being or you are a consciousness?
Being.
Who said conscious being? Raise your hand. Just one person, two person, three, four, five. And raise your hand if you are consciousness. No, both are not right. Consciousness, you are impersonalist. When you say conscious being, where consciousness emanates, you are personalist. A big difference between personalism and impersonalism. If you know, you all are born with 3 attachment. Bhagavad Gita 4.10, in the purport you can see, Prabhupada says you are born with 3 attachment. And one of them is impersonalism. Everybody has this disease. Whether you agree or not, deep down if you ask yourself, you have this. And I give you one synopsis, I'll come back to that. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he went to give a speech on behalf of his father in Mednapur, West Bengal. There was a big debates between who is higher, the Vaishnava or Brahmana. So this book is written, I don't know how many of you saw. It's in English, Brahman Vaishnavism. So one section, it has given origin of how did we come here? How did you end up in material world? Did you ever think that? Why not? You just dropped from the sky? So how did you come? You should ask that. How did I end up in the material world in the beginning? How? Why? So in a short way, that we come from a marginal potency. We belong to marginal, called Tatastha Shakti. There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Namak Tatasthaika Eka Shakti Haya Mahasankarsan Sarva Jivera Ashraya. Where do you come from? Marginal. Everybody please repeat after me. I come from marginal potency. I belong to marginal potency. I endowed with marginal quality. You have a Bhagavad Gita here? Anybody has Bhagavad Gita? Read the last chapter, 18th chapter, 78 verse, last paragraph. Prabhupada ended with that. How wonderful is that? Prabhupada ended that you belong to marginal potency. You have always choice. You always have a choice to go this side or that side. Is that clear, everybody? You are originally coming from marginal. And Prabhupada writes, you have a choice of going to spiritual side or material side. Those who misuse their free will, everybody knows free will? You do? What is free will? Whatever you want, what? You want to act on it. Whether you'll get or not, that's difference. Okay, so you see you have a choice. Yeah. What is the value you have, the most important value in your life? Is this, the choice you have. Otherwise you have no difference between table and you. Table doesn't have a choice, but you have a choice to walk out or stay here. Good, thank you for at least stating that you are aware that you have a choice. The soul, each of us, individual soul, we come from a marginal potency, and in the last paragraph you will see Prabhupada writes that those who we always have a choice. Those who choose to come this side. Now, please say something. Say, misuse of free will or built-in free will. Otherwise, the free will has no value. I tell you an example. I used to live on 236 in Alachua. So on Balaram's appearance day, I go, even till today, we go 3:45. Mangalarti is at 4:30, but they all go with me. 8 boys, we go 3:45 to temple and prepare everything. So it's a big festival, Balaram's. So on the way from my home before, takes about 15 minutes. So there's a 4-way stop sign. At 3:45, no, it was at 3:30, nobody's there, country life. So I looked it around and I noticed it says STOP, stop, and I know what stop means. It doesn't say slow. But I slowed down and I took right turn, and within a few moments I see a red and blue flashlight. Well, I don't know in this state, what is your same? Oh really, okay. And I was talking to this police officer, sir, I need to go to temple. I have to run this morning program. I'm doing this. Can I just say, well, then you should have known. And he's giving whole lectures. Purposely kept me for 1 hour. That's why after that many years, I still didn't forget. I was so upset, and I was asking myself, why did I not stop? Why did I not stop? Who should I blame, you think? Huh? Thank you. She said the right thing, yourself. And I was thinking, so why did I not stop? Then I heard one lecture, Prabhupada says, that misuse of free will is built-in free will. Otherwise, what is the value of free will? How do you know you have this most valuable, that's misuse of, if you don't break it? I'm not saying act that way, but I learned a lesson from a practical sense. You follow? When you misuse your free will, then I want you to all pay attention, because you may not like me because I ask you a question after that. Did you pay attention on it? When you misuse free will, by looking towards the material, allure activity. You know the word allure? What is there? What is it? That's called alluring. So you have this curiosity, and when you wanted to explore, in your structure, how the soul is structured, how the soul is made, you have a 3 composition. What constitute soul? Please repeat after me. I have a nature, function, position. Can you remember? 3 things what made you. You have eternally a nature Krishna gave you. Whether you like or not at this conditional like, you may misunderstand, but when you come to completely pure, you love your nature, what Krishna made. And you have a position, a loving servant of God. And you have a function. What is your function? Seva. Prabhupada sometime he put in the purport, served, servant, service. It's the same thing. The whole philosophy, Krishna consciousness, Vaishnavism, based on these 3 principles. Lover, beloved, and love. If you don't focus on these 3, you are missing Gauriya mission or Krishna consciousness. This is very important. The whole Brajadham, Vrindavan, Lila is based on these 3 principles. Lover, beloved, and love. 10.14.7, you will see Sanatana Goswami, in the purport, Sanatana Goswami paths was referred there, that even the scientists may figure it out in future, how many atoms created anything, any object. They may figure it out. Because Bhagavatam says this possible in future. But they will never figure it out how many qualities Krishna has. Then he writes, each soul has a particular sentiment that Krishna gave, cannot be replaced, cannot be duplicated. Do you know what it is? What is that means? Anybody? Yes, he got it. Unique feature, each of us. There is nowhere you will think like I'm better than that devotee, or do not ever think. You actually going to harm yourself and you will disappoint Krishna. Because Krishna made every soul with a particular sentiment. That is your nature. That Krishna will relish as a beloved, and you as a lover, you are holding it. Where? In your heart. For Krishna to relish as a beloved. This is the whole process of Krishna consciousness. To awaken love for the Lord as a lover, where? In the heart, for Krishna as a beloved to relish it. You follow? And so such a beautiful, Sanatana Goswami Pad explained this. Now back to, I went 2-3 things. I'm just trying to squeeze it down, like so we can focus on Kartik. So you are made of 3 elements. What are those? First is nature. Thank you. These 3 things, this is what you are made of, in a spiritual. And you have a 3 existence right now. Everybody say it. I have a physical existence in the physical world. I have a subtle existence in the subtle world. And I have a spiritual existence in the spiritual world. So if you think like you have how many hearts you have? 3 hearts. Same thing. You have a physical heart. You know, they have a heart transplant, heart surgery. These are physical heart. But then when this one college student told me, my boyfriend broke my heart. I said, I know a heart surgeon. I was purposely testing him. He said, no. I mean, he really left me and I'm broken completely. My heart is broken. What is that heart? Subtle, emotional. But that's not spiritual heart. Spiritual heart where Krishna is there with you. So, whole process of Krishna consciousness, if you can elevate your thinking, feeling, willing to a point, you have to go through these 5 layers. It's called Brahmapucham, 13.5, Prabhupada writes, Annamaya Kosha. How many of you read this 13th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 13.5? Annamaya Kosha, then Manamaya Kosha, then Pranamaya Kosha. No, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manamaya, then Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Prabhupada put this 5, or somewhere it's not, Jnanamaya is not mentioned, but it is there actually. So this is a gradual progression. We want to go to Anandamaya, but most of the time we are busy of making money, economic development. It's called Annamaya. It's a very low consciousness. But anyway, so that's point is here, Urja Brata. Urja is the spiritual vibrant energy, but it is internal. Krishna has how many potency? So many things he does. You know, even to yourself, Prabhu, Sevananda Prabhu, to digest, you know, nice prasadam, they are the best cook. I mean, so far to me, it's like a wonderful husband and wife. Even if you are not hungry, you know, this is my own experience, even if you are not hungry, you will eat, because so, you know, if you really think very deeply, I think a lot, I don't express everything. Like, prasadam is good, but the person who served, you know, during the COVID, I remember, and he's sneezing and bringing the prasadam, is like, you know, it turns me off. This has nothing to do with prasadam, you can say, but the person who is serving during the COVID was like a little, everybody get it? I won't say it whole thing, but you know, that's how it is. And the plate or the place you sit, said, oh, what is all this dirty? Oh, this dog, you know, pus, poop everywhere. How do you feel? You feel like not really craving or hungry, you know. So, in their house, they're so wonderful. Him and his wife, so with a smile and loving way, asking you to eat. You feel like to eat more than you can. That's so nice. I really appreciate. I guess entire this Charlotte devotees, I respect and pay obeisances. Wonderful. I was thinking actually, I eat more than I could want because of their nice way of reciprocation. So, Krishna has how many potencies? Help me. Okay, please repeat after me. Lord Krishna has only one potency. That one potency manifests through functions and reciprocation in different name. So you follow? It's actually one potency. That potency is Radharani. When that potency takes the form, natasya karjam karanam cha vidyate natat sama abhadikasya dishyate parasya shakti vividaiva sruyate sabhaviki gena balokriyacha. So that one potency takes many names. When that internal potency gives you spiritual boost, that's called urja. This is Kartik. Kartik, you will see. So this Prabhu going to read about urja and see what Prabhupada said. Are you all follower of Prabhupada? I don't hear it. Really? Are you going to do what Prabhupada is asking here to do? Now they're scared. You want to hear what Prabhupada wants to do on the urja? Really? You going to do it? Okay, let's hear. I'm not going to do whole thing. Prabhupada is saying I don't think I'll be able to, but let's see.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. So this is a conversation between Prabhupada and couple of devotees. It is a type Nectar of Devotion, date October 18th, 1972. Location Vrindavan Radha Damodar Mandir. So a devotee is asking Prabhupada, devotee, Srila Prabhupada, today is the beginning of Urja Vrata. Can you describe what that is? Urja Vrata, how it should be observed? Prabhupada, what is this? Gurudasa, they want to know Urja Vrata. Prabhupada, Gurudasa, he wants you to describe what it is. Devotee, and how should we observe it? Prabhupada, Urja Vrata, you chant Hare Krishna 24 hours, 1 month. Laughter, that's all. Gurudasa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, yes, don't sleep, don't eat, this is Urja Vrata. Can you execute? Devotee, I don't know, laughter. Prabhupada, yes.
So, anyway, that was a very nice discussion. I have many quotes of Srila Prabhupada's on this Kartik Vrata. I always like asking this question, why? And then question is, what we are going to do and how we are going to do. So Urja Vrata, in other words, Kartik, it is not so much how you do. First you ask yourself, what do you need? When your need is strong, good enough, then it will push from within to get it. Otherwise you feel like, oh God, I have to get up early morning, oh I have to offer candle. This will be very insignificant, that enthusiasm will be always there when you really focus on why we are doing this Urja Vrata Kartik and how powerful it is. Then you may come to conclusion, I will make this Kartik as the best Kartik in my life. How many of you would like to do that? Make this Kartik is your best Kartik month in this life. You are like hiding. Raise hand. How many of you? You are hiding? Thank you. No, this is good. Why not? Why not? I'm also asking myself, I want to do this. I want to do this is the best Kartik in my life. I don't know how I got out of Alachua for on the first day of Kartik, Monday, but I'll be driving. But anyway, I have a, actually something reminded. I'll just play it first so you can hear directly. Who did I send? Just a second. Yeah, so you can hear. Tomorrow I'll talk about it more, but today I'm going to play this Prabhupada's.
Another month is coming. Today he'll observe Damodar Brata for 1 month. The duty will be that in the evening he'll offer candles, small candles, all of them, just before the duty. Not within the room, outside the room. And chant the Damodar stop.
I can send it to you, you can post it like a beautiful whole thing is put it together. Let's hear more. 2 things Prabhupada said we must do. Let's see if you can tell me.
Damodar month is coming. From that day, he'll observe Damodar Brata for 1 month. The duty will be that in the evening he'll offer candles, small candles, all of them, just before the duty. Not within the room, outside the room. And chant the Damodar stop.
Okay. Krishna, thank you. It's getting late. Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss. Anybody has any question or why do we follow Damodar Brata, Urja Brata? What do you need? Ask yourself, what do you need? What do you need? Yes, mother. Why? What is that mercy going to do? What mercy? What is spiritual strength? Why you want to do that? Okay, that's a nice point. If you don't come to that point, then why you want to please Krishna? That's a very good answer. I'm not denying. Or why you want to please Krishna? For his pleasure. But why I want to please him? Very good. You got it. Very good. There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a famous verse in Madhya-lila 9th chapter, Mahaprabhu's conversation with Venkatavatta during Kartik. He stayed 4 months in Venkatavatta's house. I'm not saying you do this, but I learned from this. I always think of what is there in me in this pastime. When I read, I think like, what is there for me? When you go to become somebody's guest, don't attack their, if they are not properly situated spiritually, don't attack in the beginning according to my opinion. Mahaprabhu did not talk to them. He was there 4 months. Just before he leaves, he had this beautiful, loving way of argument. That Lakshmi Devi, being the chaste wife, why she left Narayan, wants to be with Krishna. You all heard that story, no? And if you really think very deeply, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is supreme absolute truth. Why is asking this kind of question just before he left? He did not ask in the beginning. It's very nice, very wonderful way, lesson we can learn. But out of love. And one of the discussion was, few verses. One is, Siddhantostu abhedapi Srisha Krishna Swarupaya Rasena Utkrishyate Esha Krishna Rupam Rasastiti. Deep down in your heart, if you ask yourself, why do you exist? If you deep down in your heart, if you ask, everybody wants to remain happy 24 hours a day. Can you raise your hand, any one of you here, 24 hours a day you are happy? Please raise your hand, I want to see. Okay, if you are not, because that verse says, Nityananda Gunasarve Nitya Siddha Mukundabat. If you are not Nitya Ananda, if you are not 24 hours a day happy, then you are not Nitya Siddha. So at least accept, okay, I'm not from, Krishna's associate or something, somebody lives with Krishna. So then who are you? Nitya Baddha. Consider that I am a conditioned soul in the material world. You follow? Just by the quality. You don't have to go to even philosophy. Just by own experience. Then what is Nitya Baddha means? You have a Mayadevi kick you with two leg. What she does? Kama krodher das haiya tar lati khai, bhramite kono sadhu baddha pai. This is Mahaprabhu said to Sanatana Goswami. Kama krodher das. We became a servant of Kama and Krodha, and Mayadevi kicks us. When after a while you get tired of it, you say, I'm tired, I just don't like this life. So then what happens? Sadhu comes, like Mitrasena Prabhu or somebody comes, and then you say, is there a way I can get out of this material existence? So then your spiritual life began. Now I'll go back to the original. When you misuse your free will, at that moment, you have developed apathy to devotional service. You know the word apathy? I don't care, I don't want. Would you like to go to sing Damodarastakam? I don't feel like. That's called apathy. You follow? Let's go sing Damodarastakam and offer a lamp. I'll just watch a movie. Non-Krishna conscious movie. These are called apathy. So when apathy developed, even for a moment you got infected by impersonalism. Can you all remember this? The moment you have exhibited apathy to devotional service from the marginal point, you cannot stay there, you cannot remain there more than little time. You have to either take this side or that side. Marginal is not a place, like a border. You ever been to border? I went many times, Tijuana border, America and Mexico. And Jayadatta Maharaj, Mukunda Maharaj, they had an American passport. I still had an Indian passport from late 80s when I was there. And I had to wait because I need a visa. And they give for one day just to go to Tijuana. Tijuana is a border. But border is a place, nobody lives there except one person. Anybody knows in spiritual and material border who lives there? Huh? What? No, Jamaraj is 240,000 jojonas below this planet. Patal Loka. Patal Loka is the last, right? Tala, Atala, Bitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patal. Below Patal, 240,000 times 8. Jojona means 8 miles. So jojonas below, this is where Jamaraj is there. Now, what is the question? What question we asked? Huh? Who lives in the border? Nobody knows. Please repeat after me. Between material and spiritual, okay, maybe you can catch it. Hold on, I'll give you a sloka. Gola kanamni nijadhamni, nijadhamni, his own abode. Golokanamni nijadhamni talesha tasya Devi Mahesha Haridhameshu teshu teshu Te te prabhava vihitascha jena. In that sloka, what is the hierarchy? What is this place? What this material world called? Devidham. What is above Devidham? What is above Mahesdham? Haridham. What is above Haridham? Golokdham. So where is Mahesdham? Kailash. Border. Border has a two layer. One is Siddhaloko, one is Kailasdham. Siddhaloko, all the marging people, the demon get killed and all other. And above is Kailasdham. I'll give you one little synopsis, and then tomorrow we'll discuss this little more details about Kartik. I'm a loyal servant of my Lord, my sweet Lord Krishna. I cannot live without serving him. I live for that. Who am I? Devotee. Oh, it can be Hanuman, but devotee. I have a strong desire and I act on it. I serve the Lord. I have a deep attachment and I have a detachment from the sense gratification. Who am I? No. Sadhu. Devotee. Devotee. Okay. Is it too late? Have a brain sweat? No? Prabhupada actually told Jayadutta Maharaj, discussion should be have a brain sweating. I have no attachment to the material world, no attachment to the spiritual world. Who am I? What? No. I'm saying again, I have no attachment to the spiritual world, I have no attachment to the material world. Who am I? Who said? Impersonalist. Give applause to her. Very good. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. I have a attachment to Krishna world, I have an attachment to material world. Huh? Yeah, sadhaka. That is the biggest struggle. I want to enjoy this world, but I also have an attachment to Krishna Loka. This is good. This is good. At least you got it. Okay, thank you. I won't ask anymore. Don't worry. So, a pure servant of Krishna. How is possible a servant, a pure servant of Krishna thinks? Can you believe what I'm saying? I don't have to believe in Krishna. I don't care about God. I can live without God. I don't have to believe anything. I'll live on my own way. I'm nobody's servant. Nobody has to tell me to obey someone. I'm on my own. I'll figure it out what to do. Is this idea exist or not? Also in Charlotte. There are many people, they think like this. How is possible, tell me, how is possible being a servant of Krishna thinks like this? How possible? From where this contamination come? That is called border, Shiva Chetan, Sambhu. Proper conception. I'm a servant of God. I live for His pleasure. I'm eternally in love with Him. I am not anybody's servant. I'm on my own. I don't care. I don't believe anything. I can live without God. This meeting point, this opposite nature, try to grasp this. This is called Shambhu consciousness. Did you get it? This is contamination within us because we come through that border to here. That's why deep down sometime, if you are honest, you'll say, yeah, I feel I can live without God, but I don't want to say it, I don't want to act like this. You follow? How is possible this proper conception and misconception both exist in one spot? That is called conditioned soul. Conditioned soul means you have a both. Now, by the mercy of this Urja Brata, Kartik Brata, association of devotee, I'll stop here with one thing. The best thing you can do, be nice to other devotees. Because Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, how many of you met Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj? Okay, good. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he wanted to preach to communism, communist, in the harbor, the Russian ship would come, and he wanted to go and preach a little bit. So he asked mercy from Prabhupada. His name was Ghanashyam. He was not a sannyasi that time. He was a brahmachari in New Vrindavan. So Prabhupada says, yes, I give you blessing, you go and do this. And then Prabhupada asked all the devotee, please give him blessings. So one devotee very nicely asked Prabhupada, you gave the blessing. We don't have anything, they're mostly new bhakta. What blessing? Then Prabhupada said very striking, and tomorrow I'll give you reference, so many references. These are hidden secret. Every devotee, whoever chants, even one time, properly, through the Guru disciplic succession, you accumulate in your heart 3 potency. Please repeat after me. Sandini, Sambit, Ladini. Sandini means pure existence. Say it. Sandini means pure existence. Sambit means feelings and relationship. And Ladini means pleasure potency. Every devotee, whoever is chanting, even one day they're chanting, they have some potency. And Prabhupada says, you all have a potency. Every devotee's blessing is powerful. If you can, during this Kartik, be nice to each other and just smile. Even you don't feel like, smile it. Or at least be service mood, be nice. You can become the richest person spiritually. You can collect from everybody. If you do not, do you know the origin of demoniac nature, where it's come from? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha in Satyayuga. How did they get it? From the curse of a Brahmana. Curse of a Brahmana, 4 Kumars. That was the origin. Anytime devotee are not happy with you, you will get some reaction. You know how? Say you go to Vrindavan. Finally you came to Vrindavan, you're going to really do parikrama and chant. All of a sudden you're thinking, I want to enjoy, nice cooling atmosphere with a nice prasadam. I don't like any more parikrama. You came in Vrindavan, all of a sudden material desire coming. Where from? Because you disappointed one devotee somewhere. I hope you get afraid. It's a fear of, because Prabhupada said directly, he has a fear. You know what is Prabhupada's fear about? That some of his followers are not afraid of Maya. And Radhanath Maharaj hammered this point again and again. And I had a long talk with Maharaj one time. One time when this devotee asked Prabhupada, I noticed that you are praying and praying. Prabhupada said, yes, so that Krishna protects me, I don't fall for Maya trap. Oh, I thought you'll never fall for Maya's trap. Prabhupada said, now you know why. Why? Because he prays to Krishna to protect from Maya. So if we can just do few little things, be nice to each other, even this small community, believe me, you can become richest spiritually person if you are just be humble and reciprocate with a smile. Even you don't feel good, just act like, yes, I'm okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hari Bol Mata. Just be smile and nice to each other. You will be rich. And then we'll discuss more tomorrow. Is that okay? Okay. Anyone has any, I generally ask any reflection. I know that you're going to apply this.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for wonderful interactive way you presented. We are grateful. Um, I like one point you said everyone has a unique nature with which we can serve Krishna and have that lover and love relationship. So because many a times we compare with others and think, okay, I'm not good devotee, I'm not. I mean, one way to improve is better, but we can serve in our with our own capability, with the nature we are aware with. So I like that point.
Got his point? It's 10.14.7 Bhagavatam, you can look at it and look at Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, what he's trying to say. Each of us, say it, repeat after me. Each of us has a particular sentiment, cannot be duplicated, cannot be replaced. It is given by Krishna as a lover, hold it in our heart, to offer it to our beloved Krishna, to taste it. Can you see each of us is important? There is no duplicate. If you want to please Krishna, this is the ultimate goal. Be nice to all. Even karmis, jnanis, just be compassionate. Do not ever make anybody upset. Because Krishna has a particular relationship with each person that cannot be duplicated. That means everybody is important in relation to Krishna. So like this. Thank you. This is very nice.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share? Yes. Go ahead. Here.
No,
He wants to
thank
say
you. Yeah, very. I have lot of words. No, that's okay, Baba. So, Prabhuji, yeah, a lot of things, lot of takeaways, with that, starting with that stop sign and, a lot of things. But I have one question, Prabhuji. You talked about, distinction between impersonalism and Krishna's personal form, right? Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, I exist in both forms. I have impersonal form and Advait and Dvait. So, is it fair to, yes, discriminate among who?
I want you to think like this. When you look at the moon, if you are in moon planet, there is no crescent, there is no division of the moon, always full. But for us, there is a crescent, there is a 10 days, then there is a dark moon also. So it is not the moon, it is not the Krishna, personal or impersonal. It is one, Krishna. But the perceiver, from their vision, they see there is a Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. But actually it is one. You have a Chaitanya Chaitamrita, you look at it. Third verse, first chapter. Jad ad jad daita brahma upanishadi tadupashyato nubha ja atma antarjami purusha sahasansa vibhava sara aishwarya purna bhagavan ja sayamayam na chaitanyat krishna jagati paratatta paramiha. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from his bodily effulgence is Brahman. So is it Brahman separately or it is a bodily effulgence of same person? But the perceiver will say, oh no, Brahman, I am a Brahmavadi, I see Brahman. Are Baba, Brahman has no existence separately from Lord Chaitanya's body. Bhagavad Gita 14.27, Krishna heavily said, Brahmana hi pratishta aham. Brahmana hi pratishta aham. I am the base of Brahman. You follow? Those who are yogi, Paramatmavadi, they say, who is that? Jadadyaita Brahma Upanishadi Tadupashyatanava Ja Atma Antarjami Sahasansa. Little part of Bhagavan is super soul. Little part.
The reason I'm asking is I have friends who are Vedanta society.
Yeah, I understand.
Right?
Yes, yes. So you have to grasp it little more on those, and then you can present. It is not that God exists in Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. No, God exists only one, by himself, for himself, of himself. Say it.
God
Krishna exists by himself, for himself, of himself. There is no other, just by himself. Krishna created himself as God. Nobody else. Nobody can claim like this. There is a beautiful verse, Amnaya praha tattam tattam harimiha paramam sarva saktim rasabdim tad bhinnangshascha jivan. Those verse gives the Jiva Goswami Pad writes, these three things with God you have to accept. So your question is valid. I used to also think many years back that there is Brahman conception one, Brahmeti, Paramatmiti, Bhagavaniti, Sabdate. Bhagavatam also says, you may say that there is a Paramatma and there is but actually no, there is a different perceiver. Like Prabhupada gave an example of a train. So from the village they went to see the train first time. So so many boys went to see the train. You have to catch this. So few boys saw big lights. You ever saw train? At night, when you see the train from far, first comes light. And those boys ran back to the village. They say, we saw the train. How the train looks like? Big lights. Are they wrong or right? They are right. Okay, good. She's right for now. Then some boys stayed there. Then the train going by, then they saw, there's so many compartments. So is the first boy right or wrong? Huh? No. He's right from his angle. Train has a big light. The other boys, they saw actually beside the light there is a compartment. Then after next station, some boys actually train stopped. They went inside. There is an engine, there is a driver, there is a passenger. So which one is right, which one is wrong? They're all right in one sense, but person who saw the complete, that there is a compartment, there is a passenger, there is an engine, there is a light, that is called devotee. They understand complete. But Brahman, Paramatma, we are not against it, it's just the misunderstanding. But it says one God. Ekala Ishwar Krishna or Sabhrita. Jare Jai Chana Chai Taiche Kare Nitya. There is not two God or three God, one God. He manifesting. Is that okay? Yeah. Any other takeaway?
You take.
I don't think.
The simplest things are the hardest. Sometimes it's easier. You can say, okay, I will chant extra rounds, I'll read more, I'll do more service. That can sometimes be easier than the simplest thing. And the simplest thing you said was to be nice to each other, especially those that we have challenges with. So I think that's my biggest takeaway is if I can be nice to someone that I have a challenge with, and I know most people know who they have challenges with, their spouses. You can be nice to your spouse and not get angry for 1 month during Kartik. I think I will make a lot of progress. So that's my biggest takeaway.
I'm a very big demon. I'm still probably. But if I can try and become better, anybody can. I really convince myself.
Well, we're in the same boat then, aren't we?
We all, Mahaprabhu says, Gaite Bhadra Avadra Ei Sab Dhamma Ei Bhala Ei Manda Ei Mana Dharma. This is in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Gaita, this duality world, you will see, she's nice, she's not nice, this is good, this is bad. We will have this, but this is created by the material. And as long we understand this, then we will say, okay, there is a good and bad, all are there, but I'm not going to just believe this is it. I want to raise myself above this, that okay, Maya creating this for some reason. And in that sense, we'll be equal to everybody. I have a fear that every soul has a relationship with Krishna. If I really hurt somebody who goes away from Krishna consciousness, why should I be permitted in spiritual work? Rather, if I can do something that soul will stay and progress, then it is possible. And Mahaprabhu says, আপনি আচরি ধর্ম জীবকে শিখায়, আপনি না করলে ধর্ম শিখানো না যায়. It's in chapter 4 Adilila. He says, what you cannot perceive, what you cannot practice yourself, you cannot affect others. You can tell others, you follow? Take prasadam only, but I eat non-veg. You can say it, but it won't affect. আপনি না করলে ধর্ম শিখানো না যায়. Very powerful Mahaprabhu says. That's why he came as a devotee to teach, and it's very powerful. So more we become self-exemplary, it will affect others. Does that make sense?
That's it.
Long time.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful association. And tomorrow we'll continue the discussion, Prabhuji. Thank you, all devotees. He's
Tomorrow morning we did, right? 9 o'clock.
What is you take care of?
Yeah.
That's a problem. No, he's thinking, I like it.
What do you like in this? What is like? Your lecture today is awesome.
I don't buy cheap. Somebody told me, oh, that discussion was so good. I said, what was it?
But
I don't remember, but it was good.
no, everything is good. Okay. I mean, now you are talking about it.
What is cheap?
No, what I'm saying impersonal Brahman and also Vishnu. Which one is better? That you can explain, right? That is much very
It's a
good.
fact. He said something. Can everybody remember this?
Again, one more time.
I'm going to say it. Prabhu, please
Yeah,
repeat after me.
yeah.
Please repeat after me.
Yeah.
on the microphone.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
The moment I misuse my free will,
I misuse my free will.
got attracted by the allure of Maya.
God attract the allure of Maya.
Apathy is born in me towards
Apathy is born to bhakti.
that was the birthplace of impersonalism.
Birthplace of impersonalism.
If we do not cure
We don't cure.
that impersonalism,
That impersonalism
affects us
affects us
to experience
to experience
loneliness.
loneliness.
Do you know loneliness? You can have a husband, wife, children, grandfather, everybody is there. I did this in Gainesville University. They give me a bhakti once a month class. And lot of professors, their wife, they came. So I asked one professor to come voluntarily. They're like some are retired professor. So I said, whatever you want in life, tell me. If we provide everything, then what you will do, I want to know. He said, what do you mean? Like I said, your children, whatever they want. Say they got a job, they got a helicopter, they got a building, they got money enough. Everything you wanted, they got. You got plenty of food in your house. What are you going to do? From morning till evening, I want to hear. Wow. I'll get up. I said, that's good. Then what? I'll go for a walk. I said, okay, then what? After jogging, I'll come and maybe wash up. I said, okay, then what? Take my breakfast. I said, okay, then what? You're asking me. I said, well, I want to know what you're going to do. You have everything you want. At the end, he said, I don't know. I got really lost. Like, I said, you know why you're doing all these things from morning, jogging, eating? You know why? Only one reason. You feel lonely in your heart. 10th canto, 51 chapter. Krishna said this to Muchukunda in the cave. What a nice meeting place. We have a nice building. It was a cave. You know, cave, I guess, the philosophy affects a lot. Out of subject. Do you know why Muchukunda did not join? Biggest mistake he did. Tomorrow you can answer me. It was a good conversation. The whole chapter, 51 chapter, 10th canto, it's all about Muchukunda's, Krishna's conversation. One verse he says, Varan Vinito Raja se Sarvan Kaman Dadamite Mam Prashanna Jana Kaschit Na arhati sochikam. You will feel lamentation. You will have a fear for future. You will have a illusion. Until you please me even for a moment. If you please me, you reconnect with me, your loneliness will disappear. You know, loneliness is the most, you can be with your husband, children, everybody, still you feel like, they're all happy, but deep down in your heart you feel. Be honest and ask yourself what I'm talking. Of course, Krishna said, I believe that, but still, practically experience. Deep down in your heart, everybody feels lonely until you reconnect with Krishna. It is not possible to destroy that loneliness. Now, what is loneliness turn into? You know what is loneliness? Boring. That's why you want to watch TV. Who else call? Why? Why? Because of this. It is the deadly disease. And if you do not cure it, you can go to the depression, suicidal. Where is it coming from? From same source. This is what. Okay, I'm sorry I took it up again. This is what. Okay, so we close here. Now let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desire of everyone just like desire tree, who are full of compassion for the fallen conditions.
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो कृष्ण की जय की जय. Thank you so much, Pran Govind Prabhu, so nectarian and interactive. Thank you, Mitrasena Prabhu, for giving us a glimpse of Bhagavatam and how Prabhupada did that. For everybody, tomorrow morning we have at 10:30 to 1 o'clock. Prabhuji is going to continue his discussions on how to be in the mood of Kartik. So it is in Valentine. The details are posted in the group. Tomorrow is Saturday, so if possible, please come. It's a 30-minute drive from here, and after that, Prabhuji is leaving to Prabhupada village, Sandy Ridge. We have a 5 Rasa festival there. So they are all visiting there. 5 Rasas, so there is going to be 5 different lectures. And Prabhuji is doing the closing lecture on Madhurya Rasa on Sunday. So, and then back to Alachua. Thank you so much for everybody coming. It was so nice to hear from both exalted devotees, and we will try to imbibe that mood, Prabhu. Be nice to everybody and follow this Kartik Vrata. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Now we'll have, yeah. Ekadasi Mahaprasad. That's a little change in that. I don't know.
Ekadashi Mahaprasad.
You want to do Kirtan or Prasadam today, I can do. Mahaprasade Govinde. Oh, no. Morning, Ah.
But in my school, I'm going in field.
Good job. Okay. Oh, you want to do? That's fine. Well, you can also.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Hlada Dayini. Prahlada Hlada Dayini. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shila Thanka Nakhalaye. Ito Nrusimha Parato Nrusimho. ito nrsimha parato nrsimho yato yato yami tato nrsimha bahi nrsimha hridaye nrsimho bahi nrsimha hridaye nrsimha narasimhamadim sharanam prapadye narasimhamadim sharanam prapadye tava kara kamalavare nakham adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanbhringam keshavadhrita narahari rupa jai jagadish hare jaya jagadish hare jaya jagadish hare tava kara kamalavare nakham adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanbhringam keshavadhrita narahari rupa jai jagadish hare जय केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे धृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्ता प्रहलाद नीताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नीताय गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नृसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की